Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to kick off the large rifle primer comparison. It's going to be the first in a series of videos. Today we're just going to kind of go over each of the primers that I have selected. Got 7 total. I was originally going to include Wolf primers, but I couldn't find anything that wasn't a Magnum primer, and I kind of wanted to exclude Magnum primers from this just to keep it a little bit simple. There's also a few other companies out there that I couldn't get a hold of in time. I think S&B, I couldn't find any of those nearby. Maybe we'll do something like that on those later on, but for right now we got these 7. First one we got here is one I've used quite a bit, and that is the Remington 9.5 large rifle primer. These work all right. For me, I've probably used about 1,000 or so of them so far, and I've had good luck with them. I never had any issues. The second is the CCI large rifle primer number 200. I've used a lot of these. This is what I started using when I first started reloading for 308. I've had good luck with them too. I wouldn't say they're the best, but as we'll find out how good or how bad they really are at the end of this series here. Third is the CCI large rifle, the BR2. These are their bench rest version. They're more like a match grade primer. I've never used them. This will be my first experience with these. I'm hoping that they're going to work pretty good. We'll see. Fourth, I'm sorry. I don't know how to count. The fourth is the number 34 for 7.62 ammunition. I just started using these recently. I've only probably used maybe 200. These are what I use to shoot with my SCAR to 1,000 yards. The primer actually helped the velocity a little bit with these. So that's why I chose them for the 1,000-yard shoot. We'll see how they compare. Fifth is the Winchester large rifle standard. Never used these before, so it's another first. And sixth is the Federal large rifle champion series. This is like their basic large rifle primer. Also another first for me. Never used these before. I know they're pretty popular, but we'll find out how good they are. Seventh is the Federal large rifle match primers. These are the gold medal match, and it's what Federal uses all their gold medal match ammunition. I've used a little less than 100 of these. They're really good too, but they didn't provide the velocity that I needed with the CCI number 34s. That's why I didn't use them in a 1,000-yard shoot, but they're still very consistent. So at the end of this, hopefully we'll find out which one is actually the best, or at least get a picture into how each one responds to certain powders and bullets and loadings. So that's the goal here, just to find out, what all they're all good for. I mean, I'm sure some of them are going to work better with extruded powders. Some will work better with ball powders. I've read online that the Winchester large rifles are actually better with their own Winchester powders. So maybe we'll include a Winchester powder in this. But my plan is to do 10 loadings of each, with one with extruded powder and one with a ball powder, and get an idea of how they respond to that, how they work with each other. I think my plan originally was to do a Reloader 15 as the extruded powder, and then either Winchester 748 as the ball powder, or Accurate 2520. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you want to see. But I'm still deciding which powders I'm going to go to in this video. But these are the primers that we have in front of us. These are probably the most common ones you'll find in any store that has a decent sized reloading section. So yeah, let's kind of like take a look at them side by side and see what they all look like. All right, from here we have left to right we have the Remington large rifle, the Winchester CCI number 34, the CCI large rifle bench rest, CCI standard is number 200, Federal champion, and Federal gold medal match. As you can see, there's almost identical. You'll notice that the Remington and the Winchester are that brass color. Winchester is a little bit more brass colored than the, pardon my fingers, they're nice and dirty there, a little more brass colored than the Remington, which is almost a little more dull in coloration. So there you go. But the rest of them look almost identical. You can't even tell them apart. The cool thing about the brass colored primers is that they make your reloads almost look like a factory load. And if you're into that, that definitely is a cool thing. I know a lot of people choose them just for that. I don't particularly care. In fact, having the nickel or maybe silver colored, if you want to, whatever you want to call it, primers, kind of helps me separate my brass from brass that I find at the range. It lets me know, hey, this is a reload, you know, because most all factory loaded ammunition comes with some sort of primer in this color. There'll be a few out there that don't. The gold medal match rounds will have a silver colored primer a lot of times. I have seen some military loading ammunition come with a silver primer. It kind of just depends who makes it. But mainly, it's gonna be primers like this. Let's check out the dimensions of them. Let's see, maybe I doubt we're gonna find anything I can really measure with my calipers, but who knows? Maybe they're a little different. Let's check it out. All right, we'll start from the left or from the right here. So there's the federal gold medal match right there. It's at 0.21. Same with the federal large rifle. I didn't expect it to be any different. Nothing I can measure anyways. Yeah, looks about going to be about the same. Oh, it almost gave me a different measurement, but then it settled down into that. Yep. Oh, the Winchester is 0.209. So there's a little difference there. So that could be an issue if you don't have really tight primer pockets. If that is the actual measurement, it's measured again just to see. Yep, still 0.209. So that's definitely a little bit smaller than the first five. Let's see what the Remington's like. Holy shit. So I just did exactly what I thought I was going to do. I actually knocked all the silver ones into a pile with my calipers like an idiot. But it doesn't matter. I'll just pull. I have 100 of each at least. So I've got plenty more to pick from. We'll just separate those ones out and toss them because I'm not going to bother trying to mix them up or try to match them up. Last one here is the Remington. Yep, so that one's actually a little bit bigger than the CCIs a little bit smaller than the CCIs and the Federals. So that could be an issue as well, just as the Winchester is with loose primer pockets. Something to think about. It may not be a big deal if you're using, really nice brass, but if you're using range pickup brass, it could be an issue, or hot loader rounds that tend to expand the primer pockets more. Now, you know what we should do is go ahead and weigh them. Let's find out if there's a difference in the weight. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's some variation there. All right, so I got my Charge Master here all calibrated and ready to go. So we're going to weigh them one by one. Hopefully this little piece of masking tape here that I looped will keep me from spilling them all over the place like I did the first time. So, same order, Remington, Winchester, CCI, number 34, bench rest 200s, Federal, and then full Federal gold medal match. So let's go ahead and weigh them out and see how they compare. .4 grains for the Federal gold medal match. 5.5. Interesting. A little bit heavier. And maybe the cup's a little bit thicker. Could be just a variation. Wow. The CCIs are considerably lighter. 3/10 less than the Federal champion, and then 2/10 less than the gold medal match. Same. I guess the CCIs won't be too different. They probably all come off of a similar line, especially the BR2 and the 200, maybe just a little bit more quality control, which is probably the same with the Federal. I've read online that they're literally produced in the same line. The gold medal matches go through an extra step at the end to really weed out any variations. .2, same. Now I know that number 34 is going to be different than the BR2 and the 200 as far as the CCIs go. They do have a harder cup. Is it Winchester? 5.1. So that's the lightest one so far, which makes sense because it also measured smaller than the rest of the first 5. And last but not least, the Remington 9.5. 5.3. Well, 5.2. So kind of right in there with the rest of them. Not too much variation. I mean, there's not a whole lot of mass in these anyways. It's not going to be a whole grain difference regardless. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video when we were looking at them is that the BR2 actually has a very small B imprinted. Can barely see it. I mean, I doubt you'll be able to see that after the firing. I'm sure it gets flattened right out. It's not a huge imprint at all, but it will let you sort it out beforehand if you did mix primers or, like me, knock a whole bunch loose on the bench like an idiot. But it's a nice little touch, I guess. You know, keep track of your rounds. If you ever wondered what you loaded into a round, you didn't write it down, that would definitely help you sort it through. Federal actually does that with their AR small rifle match primers. They'll be stamped with little AR. It does disappear after firing. You cannot see it. I was curious that when I first bought those, but it definitely goes away. So let's go ahead and flip them all over and see what they look like. Maybe there's some color differences here. All right, so we got them all flipped over here, and you can see that the Federal does use red on both, but it's a little bit lighter on the standard, the 200, or I'm sorry, the champion line, as compared to the gold medal match, which is very pronounced with no color, like almost like overspray with the regular champion. And the CCIs are identical on the inside, and you can't really tell any difference there. One that really stands out here is the Winchester with its green. Look at that, it's totally different. Different from all the others. And then the Remington, the last, it's like almost like an orangish color. Burnt orange. Not that it really matters. It's just kind of interesting to see how they're all different. I'm sure no one gives a crap what color the inside of their primer is because it's going to be black at the end of the day once you fire it. What really matters is how consistent they are, which we're going to find out after we load some rounds here. Yeah, so this is the first in the series. Just taking a look at them, checking them out. If there's anything else you want to see about them before we go and shoot, leave a comment, let me know. Thanks for watching. This is the first part. Stay tuned for the next one.